Hello, everyone, and happy Black History Month. Welcome to our February iCare webinar. I am Jeffrey. I am the Senior Program Coordinator for iCare, and I am joined here with Jada, one of our other program coordinators. I would like to introduce Bims, who is the co-lead of our Media Core. She will be highlighting some of the shows on our YouTube channel for iCare. So, Bims.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bims Odedina, and I am the media director here with iCare. I'm very excited to share a little glimpse of all of the hard work we've been putting through iCare TV and shows like Men Health Matter and Prostate House of Humor, where we use our conversation, education, and real life stories to inform, empower, and inspire action. Thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for having me.
Thank you, Bills. All right. So we're going to start with Men's Health Matters.
Good morning. Welcome to Men's Health Matter. I am your host, AJ Merriweather, and today we are blessed to have Mr. Michael Gainey here, a cancer survivor, a prostate cancer survivor, and an advocate. Welcome, Mr. Gainey.
Thank you, AJ.
Hey, Mr. Gainey, for the audience, just a little background. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your family or whatever, just to get an audience a clue on who Michael Gainey is.
It's nobody important. It's just a guy that grew up down in Daytona Beach, born and raised, came to Jacksonville, been working in the corporate America for like 35 years, and also military for like 31 years. I have three children, married, been 47 years, been a pillar in the society now for like the last 40 plus years in Jacksonville.
Okay. Hey, Michael, let's get into this. Tell me why it's so important for you to tell us your story.
Well, the reason why I like telling my story is because I see it's so important. So many black men have lost their lives behind prostate cancer, lack of knowledge with prostate cancer. And my father was one of them. So it was in my forefront, from the time when I found out my father died from prostate cancer. So it's always been in my forefront. And I got involved with it, with the prostate cancer support group, even before I had prostate cancer, because I wanted to educate people, because I was always aware every time I go to the doctor, I was asking about my PSA being checked and stuff like that, because I knew it was in my family with my father's death. So obviously I wanted to be certain that I could do whatever I can to save people's lives, and obviously know myself. So the earlier you understand and know what's going on, the better you're going to be able to make adjustments.
That being said, Mike, how would you describe your mental, your physical, and spiritual health during this time?
Okay. Spiritual, I've been a man of a spiritual man, a man of faith for many years. I just, me and the Lord has a very good relationship. It hadn't always been that way, but it's that way with me for a good number of years now. Physical, I was a guy, I'm just kind of giving you an idea. I was a guy who worked out at the gym on a regular basis. I'm a cyclist, and I like riding road back. As a matter of fact, I did over 22 miles this morning on my bicycle before.
Wow.
So, and I was back home by probably 7 o'clock. So you just kind of give me an idea of what, and I'm still that way. I love golf. I've been retired now for a few years. So cycling and golf is my thing. That's what I enjoy.
Okay. Walk me through the moment you was diagnosed, Mike, and how did you feel?
Well, when I first was diagnosed, I'm like, well, it kind of shocked me, because you're not looking to have, even though it was in my forefront in my thoughts. It was nothing that I was thinking I was going to actually have, but I wanted to be tested, be played safe. But when I found out, I was a little, I was scared, because I known people who have had it, who was having issues. I think probably one of the things in my forefront when I first got diagnosed from it, it frightened me somewhat. But luckily at that time, my wife was with me when I found out, so she kind of like gave me some comfort to let me know, everything we're going to deal with this together. So that was comforting zone for me.
And I was going to ask you who was in the room with you. You led right into it.
Yeah.
So that being said, when you got the diagnosis, Mike,
Mhm.
and you heard the word that you might have prostate cancer, what I want to know, Mike, is when you heard it and you talked to your physician and he was giving you all the biopsy, out of the biopsy we got 7 or 10.
Yeah.
Your Gleason score this. Listen, let's keep it simple.
Mhm.
Tell me where your head was
Okay.
when that word came out. It might be prostate, it might be cancer. Let's take prostate out. Where you went?
Okay. First of all, when I got the word that it was cancer, okay, it wasn't like might. There was no might be in it. Okay. By this time, I've had the biopsy, I've had the MRI, I had other things also. So there was lead up to what had happened is my PSA had elevated to the point where the doctor, I had just got a new doctor, and that doctor had been with me for a few months, and he was like, "I see your PSA is elevated," so he wanted me to get further testing. And as we went through this process, um, I was looking at it, but when it actually hit me and said, "You got it," it was like, man, I was frightened. But me being a man and man of my household, I can't show that. But I was frightened. I didn't know what to do. But I know my brother-in-law had it like 6, 7 years prior. And when I told him that I had it, he told me, "Michael, get on it. I'm still dealing with it right now." And that shocked me because I had thought he had it years ago and was done with it.
Now that being said, what specific advice or treatment did your doctor suggest?
Well, my doctor, he immediately, he didn't tell me, "I want you to do one or the other" initially. He scheduled me with a surgeon, and he scheduled me with a radiologist. So those are two things he wanted me to see. He didn't tell me, "Well, Mr. Daney, I want you to see one of these. I want you to do this," or whatever like that. He just immediately scheduled me one of those and pretty much left it to be my choice what I wanted to deal with. Okay.
But Mike, what suggestions of treatment plans did he tell you? We want talk to me. Tell me.
He did not tell me this is the one you need to do at that particular time. Let me explain what happened here. He did not tell me, "I want you to do this, I want you to do that. I want you to see these doctors and form your opinion of it." Okay. Obviously, I immediately started doing research, and I started researching through reading materials, and I started ordering stuff because it was, I knew it was the surgery. I didn't know a whole lot about what surgery was. I knew it was radiation. I know people had radiation already, and I've been hearing about this proton therapy. So I had books and all on proton therapy, and I would start reading this stuff. So at that point in time, once I found out and had a few days to digest this thing, I'm thinking, what type of treatment? Prior to me seeing any of these doctors, I started doing my own research. Okay, so they immediately scheduled me with this. The first person I met with was the surgeon, and the surgeon, he kind of like told me what was going on. I'm sure if he showed me the video, I mean, not the screen, and showing me where my prostate looked like and what was going on, but he just pretty much, and he was kind of like a laid back surgeon. You're like, "This is the way to go."
But Mike, once that treatment plan was established, how did you feel about the plan?
Well, at that point, it wasn't established.
Okay.
It was just that the first person I met with was the surgeon.
Okay.
The second person I met with, which would happen to be in the same day, was the
Radiologist?
oncologist.
Okay.
And then he started talking to me and explained to me that process. Okay. But in the meantime, I'm thinking proton. Because I'm thinking, okay, it's less invasive and whatnot. So I'm thinking that area. But during that time, I luckily had a friend of mine called me, and so he wanted me to talk to a friend of his. He found out I had it, and he wanted me to talk to a friend of his. And now I met with this friend of his. We talked briefly over the phone then, but me and the guy just sat down and talked. And this time, all I knew this guy was a doctor, but I had no idea what kind of doctor, what he was, and all that kind of stuff like that. I had no idea. Me and him met and sat down and have coffee one day.
Okay.
And we just sat down for probably better than an hour and talked. And he explained to me what prostate cancer was and how it worked and what was going on there. And when he explained all those things to me, He's like, okay, uh, have you thought about any treatment? And I says, yes, at the time. And he said, what, 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 what were you thinking? I said, well, I kind of ruled out, uh, what you call it, radiologist,
Radiation therapy.
radiation.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, radiation, and um, and I wasn't sure about surgery, but I was been doing some thinking about proton. And this guy, he's like, okay, forget about that, forget about this and stuff like that. And his point was, apparently, this friend of mine who introduced us together told him I was a cyclist and I like riding bikes and playing golf and things of that nature. He says, if you want prostate cancer to be an afterthought, then you need to have surgery. And he explained to me the process of surgery. And from that point on, I got back with the oncologist I talked to, the surgical oncologist, and told him I think that's what it was. I didn't think about it right then, but I thought about it a few days after that, and I thought that's the route I want to go. Me and my wife talked about it, and that's the route we went.
But now that being said, I'm going to be happy to meet your wife in a few minutes because I want to get her perspective.
Okay.
But one of the things I want to get from you is looking back on the treatment plans that you and your wife talked about. Would you do anything different from now that you've been through the fire? Now that you done been through all this and you know what you know, would you do anything different for as a treatment type plan or recommendation? You basically say, I went through the doctors, they told me all this, I did my research, and how far are you out from being diagnosed? A year out?
It's been about a year and a half, coming up on about a year, a little over a year and a half now.
So my question,
no, from diagnosed, it's been 2 years.
okay. So that being said, is there anything different you would do if it happened today that you know now?
No.
Okay.
I'm very pleased with the route I took, and I'm great. You know, you think about the things, you got all this myths about what prostate cancer is and what it does to your manhood and things of that nature. I didn't find all of that stuff. It bothers you for a little while, but after a while, you know, to me, it was just back to normal.
But now that you've been through the ups and downs of the treatments, and you learned about yourself and others, especially family and friends, how do you think your journey is going so far?
I think it's going great. I think it's going great. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with what has happened. I go for the first year. I had to see the doctor every 3 months, and I was checking my PSA. And now I went to after the first year, they go to every 4 months now, and they check my PSA, and it's undetectable. Nothing's there.
Now that being said, and reflecting on your life before prostate cancer, during the treatment stage, what would you say to someone like me when you say, I heard the word cancer and I'm scared and I'm your neighbor and I come over and I say, Mr. Gainey, Michael, I think I got prostate cancer, but I don't know no one who got it. Earlier in the conversation, you shared that you had family members that had it. Being that you know family members, what I want to know is, being that you had family members that had it in the past and you just 2 years out, did you ever think you would get it?
No, I didn't think I would get it, but I wasn't going to be. I didn't think I would have it, but you know, when you lose your father because of it, I wasn't going to be foolish and think it could never happen. I didn't want it to ever happen to me, but I was going to take a proactive route to be certain that it don't happen to me, you know, or whatever I could do to keep it from happening to me. And that's where I made it forefront in my doctors. How's my prostate, you know, things of that nature. And there's, you know, you got several ways of checking prostate. And my thing was the blood work. You know, sometimes your doctor want to do the little finger wave, but they call it, but at the same time, but I wanted to be certain I was being checked. And I got checked, and that was it. But if I go back to your question about the neighbor or anybody, I'd tell them, first of all, if you check it early, don't be alarmed. If you find out early in the stage, don't be alarmed. I think where I pity the people is the ones who won't get checked and find out and it's too late. And that's where I think the problem is with most people. I think a man getting checked on a regular basis is no problem there.
Being that said, what would you say to a family member, not a neighbor now, a family member that you concerned about but won't go get tested? How would you convince them that we live in a world where people say I don't want to know, I don't want to hear it, but we have skepticism. The test is wrong. Being that you don't went through the fire and your family has went through the fire, but you got that one relative that just won't do it. How would you talk to that person? Seriously.
I would be pretty blunt and explain to the person I'd rather know what's going on with me than to take a chance and just claim it and say, well, it never happened to me. I'm not concerned. Because one of the things when I first got diagnosed, my wife told me, she says, whatever happened, I'd rather have you. And because we got all the myths about what's going to happen to me and stuff like that. So my wife made me comfortable understanding that, hey, you more important to me than all this other stuff. Even though I love all this other stuff with you, but that's it. So what I would tell a family member or anybody, I would say, it's best to get tested, find out. And even if the test is wrong, I'd rather have a wrong test than no test, because the chances are that test is going to be right most of the time.
And that being said, as we get ready to end this first section, I'm looking forward to having Mrs. Gainey to join us, because I would love to know in closing, Mike, on this particular segment, you shared a little bit of what I was trying to get, but what I want you to talk to that person out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I really would like to say, what would you say to that person about the treatment, what we say, early detection save life? Right. But now you answered my question just then, so I don't want to repeat it, but I want you to give that audience one good reason besides what you just said in closing that they would rush to the doctor.
Okay, your quality of life, whatever standards and quality of life you have right now, you want to continue that. You don't want it to get any worse than what it is. Finding out early detection will help you continue that quality of life. If you get checked and find out you have it early, and hopefully you'll get checked and it's nothing there. So that's even better. But maintaining your quality of life by getting checked earlier.
So Michael, one of the things you touched on earlier was you was talking about the support group and being involved. And I wasn't able to ask you, tell me about this support group. How did it come about? And what is the significance of the support group? And what are you hoping to do with the support group?
Well, I tell you, initially, when I got involved with support group, I kind of pretty much got involved with it as a member of the American Legion. I'm a member of American Legion Post 197. And we had some doctors come out and talk to us about prostate cancer, and they was talking about the importance of the prostate cancer. So they had a support. We was trying to form a support group. Well, we put the support group together, and at that time, I was just a part of the support group, and later I became one of the co-chairmen of the support group. And I love doing this, and we meet the second Saturday of every month for an hour. But what I love about it more than anything is see brothers come together, sit down and talk about these things. And these things that men don't like to talk about in front of other people or women and things of that nature, but they're willing to come to the support group and share ideas. Everybody got a story of what happened to them, or what if they've gone through it. We got brothers in there who've never been through it, just like I was when I got involved. Never been through it, but they participate every month, and I really appreciate that, because these guys are learning so they could go out and be advocates for prostate cancer support groups as well. But I love that because we got people coming in who experienced it and don't mind sharing their experiences month after month. And then you got other guys coming in who have never experienced it, but they come in to participate because they know that's something that's been a killer in our society.
Being that said, Michael, you shared with me and coming out. What type of information? What I want to know when the men's coming out. What do they expect? I mean, besides men sitting down talking, are we having experts coming in? Are we having literature given out? Are we having conversations from professionals that share? Tell me a little bit more about that.
We have people come out like a mental health type individual come out and talk to us about the mental health aspect of it. We have we've had physicians to come out and talk to the group before. We talk about things about what if a guy show up and say, well, I don't have any money and I want to get tested. You know, initially when I got involved with this, we had no avenues. We couldn't recommend them where to go or things of that nature. Now we have avenues. We know where a person can go to get tested. You know, we know about doctors, physicians, and things of that nature. They got volunteers in medicine, things of that nature. So we're learning these things as we go on about how to get tested, and if something happened and you're positive, you don't have insurance. What do you do then? Things of that nature. So we're learning these things. We're bouncing things off each other. And it's like, even though I may be a co-chair in this group, I may not have all the answers, but we have another man sitting out here to say, well, this is what happened to me. These are my experiences. And these things here, I love because we all head in the right direction by educating each other and give, areas of support as well.
Now, you mentioned area support. Are there any tools where you hosting the meeting where, Michael?
At the American Legion Post on Benedict Road every second Saturday from 1 to 2.
And do you in that location, are there equipments, computers or anything that I come off the street and I don't know nothing. I don't know how to get in. Is there some information I could come into the post during the week or whatever? I mean, you saying information, but I need to know, can I come from off the street and use the equipment?
Yes, you can.
And what type of equipment you got?
We have what is called a kiosk.
Okay.
We have I think it's 2 or 3 kiosks in the building.
Okay.
It's designed particular for that. The person who may not have internet service at home or may not have a home or who may not have access to a computer. That's what this is designed to do. So a person can come in, but we have people who can volunteer to show them what to do or how to do research. And so it's things available. We try to be certain that we have things available. Most of the guys who participate in the support group, not most of them, I'm not going to say most of them, but a lot of them have their own computers at home and things of that nature. But just in case, we do have access to other material.
Well, Mr. Gainey, I sorry to interrupt you. We're running out of little time, but you know what? I like to thank you for your honesty. Audience, I'm hoping that this introduction to a survivor and an advocate for his community will bring you out to post 197, I think he said, on Benedict Road for the men support group.
Okay, so that was episode 1 of Men's Health Matters. Men's Health Matters is a powerful conversation-driven series created by iCCaRE Consortium in order to shine a spotlight on the real series and challenges and breakthroughs shaping men's health today. This series was built on a simple but urgent truth. Too many men are suffering in silence, delaying doctor's visits, unaware of the risks that they may face. Each episode dives deep into the issues that impact men's physical, emotional, and mental well-being, with a special focus on prostate cancer. Black men are diagnosed at higher rates. They are more likely to be diagnosed at later stages, and they are more likely to pass away from the disease. Those disparities are just not statistics. They represent fathers, sons, brothers, husbands, community leaders, etc. Men's Health Matters creates a space for conversations that are often avoided. We bring together medical experts, survivors, advocates, spouses, and everyday men to speak openly and honestly. Through candid dialogue, we break down complex medical information into a language that is concise and clear and also relatable. But what makes this show powerful isn't just the expertise, it's the humanity. We're hearing personal testimonies from men who ignored early symptoms and wish that they hadn't. We hear from those who caught it early and are thriving because they took action. The main goal of Men's Health Matters is simple but transformative. Educating men early before a crisis happens. We're breaking stigma, we're highlighting preventable risks, and we're also sharing real life-saving information. And most importantly, we empower men to take charge of their health. This series recognizes that health is not just physical, it's emotional, it's relational, it's generational. When a man understands his health, he makes different choices. He asks better questions, schedules appointments, and follows up. He becomes an advocate for not only himself, but for others. We also acknowledge that trust plays a major role in healthcare decisions. In many communities, particularly within the Black diaspora, there are historical and systematic barriers that have created hesitation and trust issues around medical systems. Men's Health Matters does not ignore that. Instead, it addresses it face on and directly by providing credible information, featuring trusted voices, and fostering open dialogue. So that was Men's Health Matter, and we are also about to watch Prostate House of Humor.
Oh yeah, no I, Wahala today, Wahala die by die, prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, Wahala today, Wahala die by die, prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, Wahala die by die, yeah. Prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, Wahala today. After God, be a doctor. Make you run go see a doctor. Make you know where to pass handle. If your life
I thought this thing has finished. Why is this still breathing? Uchenna! Uchenna!
Yes, Papa.
Bring my torchlight. Why is this toilet shine so dark? I'm being blown though. When did I start menstruating like a woman? I know it. This is my village people at it again. They have thrown you out my box. Uchenna, they have thrown your father out my box. But you see, this time, I am going to show them fire for fire. I am going to teach them what happens when an inexperienced man cuts down an iroko tree.
Papa, we need to go to the hospital.
Uchenna, did you say hospital?
Yes.
This thing is not what white man medicine can cure. Please, Uchenna, take me to Abotrumbe, the great Libya.
Papa, Abotrumbe again?
Yes.
Papa, the first time we visited Abotrumbe for treatment, the cure lasted only for 6 months. Papa, the next for 2 months. Daddy, is it not last 2 weeks we visited Abotrumbe last?
Keep quiet, mature. What I see sitting down, you will never see it even if you are standing on the mountain top.
Papa, delay is dangerous. Don't let water pass Gario. Daddy, a stitch in time saves 9.
Stop talking like a child. In fact, leave my presence.
Papa,
I don't even know who you resemble. A lion can never give birth to a rat.
You Wahala today, Wahala type, prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, Wahala today, Wahala type by type, prostrate house of humor.
My brother, please come.
My brother.
Why are you fighting like a woman in labor? What happened?
Woman, will you keep your mouth shut there? May turn that I travel from Meduguri to Calabar. Why your head if they ask me silly question?
My daddy husband. No die, you Joma.
Who they talk that here? You won't kill him.
No, I
We dey look for solution.
Uchenna, take these women away and take me to the hospital, Uchenna.
Papa. I thought to say you visited the good medicine man.
Uchenna,
Papa.
do you want to follow those women?
Papa, I'm sorry. Let me quickly get my shot. I've been known to pass
Nine.
Sorry. Yes, sir.
Where the place where they think they pay you now? Make I see.
Woman, will you keep your mouth shut there? In Apuara, are you not the doctor that you want to see the place where this is happening?
Sorry.
Now, Mr. Boefi, we have just relieved you of your pains.
Yes.
From your symptoms, I suspect you may be having prostate problems. But we are going to carry out further evaluation, such as digital rectal examination, blood test, and prostate biopsy. For the digital rectal examination, I will need to insert my finger into your anus to feel your prostate.
Again, Uchenna, did you hear the doctor? He said he's going to insert his finger into your father's anus. Do I look like a woman? In my 70th state county, I have never seen it happen. And it will never happen now. No.
Sir, this is standard procedure. In addition, we are also going to carry out a minor surgical operation to get tiny pieces of prostate tissue to check for prostate.
It is your own that will operate. In fact, nothing will touch my family generating staff. I must remain complete until I die. Uchenna,
Papa,
it's you that I will blame.
Papa, how am I to blame? Papa, please calm down.
Oh yeah, remove your trousers, let him operate you.
Papa, you know I'm not sick. It's you who is sick, Papa.
You son of a rat.
Papa, you are my father.
Dr. Timmy, what's going on here? Sir, what's going on? You look so agitated.
Doctor, why would I be agitated when this small boy wants to kill me before my time?
I was only explaining to him standard procedure for prostate problems.
Oh, all that the young doctor has told you is very correct. Let me explain a few things to you, sir. This diagram shows the human bladder, the man's prostate, and the channel through which urine comes out. Now, in every man that is 40 years and above, there's a tendency for this prostate to increase in size. Once it increases in size, it narrows this channel and makes it difficult for urine to come out and can even completely block the flow, as you may have already experienced. But in addition to this, there can be cancer within the prostate, which has a tendency to spread around the body and cause damage wherever it is. That is the reason why we advocate that men who are 40 years, especially if they are Black and they have a relative who has suffered prostate cancer, seek for attention early enough from a specialist, what we call screening. So that's how it goes.
But my mind tells me that nothing in my body should be touched.
Dr. Timmy, if that's the way he feels, let's give him some antibiotics and give him some time to think about it.
Okay, sir.
Sir, I quite understand how you feel. But hope is the ability to hear the music of the future. However, faith is the courage to dance to it today. I believe you will make the right decision soonest.
Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah.
So what economic importance is that?
We
Let me
don't
say,
get any reason.
for
We
a
don't
dog-
understand because we do with the ask for, they don't give us. But both they get with the also.
From your symptoms, I suspect you may be having prostate problems.
You like that. But
Digital rectal examination, prostate biopsy.
and now the federal government, I don't know what they do. They say they argue. Well,
some place surprise me. Some place they go pick.
I'm going to insert my finger.
they don't.
What is it? I must die a complete man.
Wahala today, wahala type by type. Oh.
I called you people out here today to tell you people that I have what the doctor called prostate cancer. I may not live long anymore. I may die anytime from now.
Now, wetin be this prostate cancer where they say you get?
Prostate cancer na disease wey dey affect elderly men for when they carry pee. If they go hospital, doctor find out say they get prostate cancer on time, then be say they will be treated. But if you go there, they find it out late, which means mortuary be that too.
That is not your question.
Daddy, since you are going to die soon, why not just show your purpose now that you are alive, Abi?
If you live, keep your mouth shut. Who told you I was going to die?
Daddy, where did you hear that you have prostate cancer?
Jidofo, Uchenna, your brother, took me to the hospital and we did a test. The doctor said I have prostate cancer.
Uchenna again?
They're not saints. So you want to come and kill our father and enter the property because of the first son. There is no such thing as prostate cancer. Before you kill my father, let me stop you.
Drop that knife before you wound somebody.
Sidorfo, calm down. Our father has been suffering from serious urination problem. He will stay in the toilet for so long, and when he thinks he has done, bam, his urine will come out again. Sidorfo, are you aware that Papa peed blood recently and almost died of blood back pain yesterday? Both of you don't to be in the house. When last did you sleep in the house?
Don't talk to my son like that.
He's telling the truth. They are never at home. All right. All our father needs now is not this drama we are acting. All he needs at this moment is our emotional and financial support.
Daddy, please don't daddy for us. Sorry.
We'll live for you.
Oh yeah, yo, wahala today, wahala type by type, oh, prostrate house of humor, wahala today, wahala today, wahala type by type, oh, prostrate house of humor, wahala today.
My friend, what is happening to you? The way you left us the other day, you get as a bill. Our people say when old man they run, either something they pursue him or they pursue something.
Okay, Chuku, my friend. If I could run away from this one, it would be better. The problem is with my family generating stuff.
It's not working.
Don't go there. The problem is what the doctor called prostate cancer.
Prostate cancer? That can easily be taken care of. Come, I will take you to where you will find solution.
Wahala type by type, oh yeah. Prostrate house of humor.
Welcome, friends, to our iCCaRE survivorship group meeting. We know how you're feeling. We've been there before. But as you can see, some of us are survivors, and we are alive and well. Does anyone have their story to share?
Yes. I was taken to hospital. I was treated. That was 15 years ago. And now I am not only well and strong, but I can still do those things that I was doing before the sickness set in.
Even in the other room?
Yes, of course.
Thank you, Mr. Benedict, for sharing your story. Anyone else?
When I had it, I thought life had ended. I really wanted to commit suicide. Because I thought there was no way out. Thank God for this group that made me understand that there are ways out by treatment and careful adherence to doctor's instruction.
Mr. Felix, that's so touching. Thank you for sharing your story. Anyone else?
In addition to treatment, I personally have to make some lifestyle adjustments in terms of diet, exercise, even in alcohol consumption, and so on. I'm strong and well. I'm post 10 years treatment.
Okay, even you too. Now you not tell me since. My friends, if you people didn't tell me, I wouldn't have known. Okay, I will go for medical treatment so that I too can live for my family. I am Pa Ogbuefi Nanyalogo. I am a prostate cancer survivor. I am 10 years post-treatment, so you too can survive it.
Oh yeah, you I, wahala today, wahala die by die, oh, prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, wahala today, wahala die by die, oh, prostrate house of humor. Wahala today, yeah. You feel in trouble when you urinate. And you dey penny for your private parts. When you dey pee, you got to pee blood.
Prostate House of Humor. Prostate House of Humor is a short skit series that blends comedy with a deeply important message. At its core, it follows a father's real-life experience as he begins to notice the early signs of prostate cancer. Signs that are subtle, easy to dismiss, and often misunderstood. We chose to approach this story through humor because in many of our communities, especially amongst Black men, health conversations can feel heavy, uncomfortable, or even taboo. Sometimes laughter opens the door to have conversations that are a bit more heavy and serious. Prostate House of Humor allows us to lower our defenses and gives us permission to lean in instead of pull away. In this episode, we meet a father who begins experiencing small changes, frequent trips to the bathroom, especially at night. At first, he brushes it off and jokes about just getting older and blames on drinking too much water. We see his family start to also notice some changes. His wife gently nudging him to make doctor's appointments, his children teasing him that he's always in the restroom. What begins as playful banter slowly shifts into a serious concern. As the humor softens, the tone becomes more reflective, and we start to see the emotional weight behind what he's been ignoring. Because the truth is, early symptoms of prostate cancer can be subtle. They don't always come with pain. They don't always feel urgent, and that's exactly why they are so easy to overlook. This skit intentionally mirrors real life. Many men delay going to the doctor. Some feel fear, some feel embarrassment, some simply don't prioritize their health as much as they should. There's often a cultural narrative around toughness, but this story gently challenges that narrative. As the father finally decides to seek medical advice, we see another shift as well. the conversation becomes more empowering. It highlights the importance of regular screenings, knowing your numbers, and understanding the risks, especially for Black men who are disproportionately affected by prostate cancer. The emotional core of the skit is not fear, it's awareness, responsibility, and love. Because when a man takes care of his health, he's not just doing it for himself, he's doing it for his family, children, and all of his loved ones and community. By blending comedy in with critical messaging, this episode makes a powerful point. Paying attention to your body is not a weakness, it's wisdom. Getting screened is not something to be ashamed of, it's something to be proud of. We want our viewers to see themselves in this father character, to recognize the jokes that they've made, the symptoms that they may have ignored, and the appointments they've postponed or put off completely. And ultimately, we want them to leave with one clear takeaway: early detection saves lives. The beauty of storytelling is that it makes information memorable. Statistics are very important, however, stories move people into action. This skit uses humor to draw the audience in, but it leaves them with something lasting: the reminder that small signs do matter, conversations matter, and proactive health decisions also matter. If even one person watching this series recognizes their symptoms, schedules a screening, and starts that conversation with their doctor because of this episode, then the impact has gone beyond the screen. Thank you so much. And I believe we do have some time for some questions.
There are some great series on there for iCare, and I encourage everyone to check it out.
All right. I don't have any questions or comments, but here's also a slide of all of our social media where you can, again, get a more closer look to those videos that BIMS presented today, and also where you can reach us as well. All right, so we don't have any questions or comments. We are going to end our February webinar. Thank you everyone who was able to join us today. Thank you, BIMS, for presenting, and we will see you guys again next month.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.